Hello, beautiful people. There's already a few of you here. Thank you for joining us. This is the lovely Tamiyaki. So don't forget to go to her channel and show her some love. So for those of you who are here, thank you very much for joining us. Yes, we're gonna give it a couple more minutes for more people to come. I'm just gonna check here because I just want to make sure
Okay.
that we have the comments on because I don't want people to think that we don't want you to talk or anything. So yes,
Okay.
we're here.
I
We're
can
here
see.
with Tamiyaki, and and
Yeah.
so how have you been?
No, I've been good. I can't complain. I've been good. I've just been tired of all of the, Netflix drama and, all of this stuff going on with I sometimes you take a break from royal watching because it's very exhausting to have to deal with like every day is another headline, so you're just like, man, this is just too much drama, you know what I mean? So I've been kind of taking a break from all this stuff and focusing on life outside of them. But
Yeah.
then the Netflix show came out, so the first 3 episodes I decided I'm gonna watch. And somebody in the comments asked who I am. I'm a YouTuber.
Oh
I'm
yes,
here because
yes. Tamiyaki
yeah.
is a YouTuber. She's awesome. I'm gonna leave
Thank you, thank
a
you.
link for her to go check her out.
Yeah,
She has amazing content as well.
thank
So
you,
go
thank you.
check
Now
her
my
out.
name's yeah, my name's Tui. I make YouTube videos about lifestyle content, art, all that kind of stuff. But I also used to be a fan of Megan, and when Megxit happened, I made my first video of basically Megxit and why I just felt some type of way about it, and I was not a fan anymore. And then basically, people really liked that video, and they're like, talk more about the royal family. So I just started to give my opinion, and became Megxit in the Megxit community, sort of by that sort of thing. And I've just been very it's a long story, but I've been very, I guess, fascinated by all of this drama in real time, because I'm sure that when you know King Edward and Wallace were a thing, a lot of people were like, wow, this is just crazy. And I feel like history's repeating itself, and we're just like, wow, this is just crazy, this is just insanity. So it's been a every time I want to take a break, they do something again that I'm just like, oh God, here we go. Let me pay more attention. But yeah, hello everybody. I'm reading the comments.
I mean, I gotta tell you something.
Mm.
I have been. I mean, I was laughing. I've been laughing all the way through. I actually did some TikToks about this
Hmm.
because I don't know if you know who Shallon Lester is.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I used to be
so
subscribed to her channel. Yeah.
yeah, okay. I'm gonna let you know here what I posted here because we can build on from it right here. Um,
Celebrity Magazine, was the editor of Star, and people would always ask me when I worked there, like, okay, like what stories are real? And I'd be like, okay, every story is real except for the ones about the royal family. And this was prior to Meghan Markle coming on. And like the palace is just a tight ship. Like there's people don't blab, So our stuff is like maybe from a source. But once Meghan came on the scene, leaky ship. People were singing like a bird. Why? Because they were Meghan's spies. She was purposely putting that out there. She hired several PR firms to make sure the places like the Daily Mail, Page Six, our magazines were writing about her on a consistent basis. So when Meghan stands there and is like, I'm the victim, everybody's writing about me. It's like, well, girl, you're paying someone to make sure it happens. What are you talking about?
Yep.
so this three last episodes, but I mean, I'm gonna summarize with one thing.
Hmm.
Megan says that when she left, clearly in a private plane, right? The Mexican thing, she says that the pilot came out, kneeled before her, scrunched before, and he says, ma'am, thank you for your service to our country. I mean,
Yeah, like
forget
I
Queen
just
Elizabeth, forget 70 years of Queen Elizabeth II heading the
yeah.
Commonwealth, but this pilot came out and told Megan, ma'am, thank you for your country. And Megan goes crying to her bodyguard's arms and says, I did all I could. I did my best. I mean, I was literally looking at that, Tommy, and I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah. Because I told one of my friends, one of my friends is into royal watching as well, and I said it personally feels like we're having a group hallucination because every time we think it can't get worse, there's something else, and we're like, did we just hear the same thing? Like, did we all, is this really happening? And it's like, I have to ask my friends who are into the same thing of royal watching, like, are we really reading the same headlines? Like, did she really just say this? Did he really just say this? And the thing about it is, like, for example, with what, going off of what Shallon said, right? There's a guy who's in Hollywood who's a manager named Shiraz. I think was Shiraz Hassan, something like that. And he basically worked with Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, a lot of like the TikTok famous people. And he talks about, he likes to do a thing called disruption, where he's making sure that people are front page news. They're doing things that are outrageous. You know what I mean? He's the person who you can basically, like, you can hire him to get paparazzi at your event. You can, if you work with him, he will make sure that there are cameras there, that you're always getting photographed, all that kind of stuff. And that's really how Hollywood works, because look, when you have paparazzi, they sell the photos. They don't just take the photo and put it on their refrigerator. You know what I mean? They make money by selling the photos. And so but it's one of those things where it's like, if you are, for example, like when Megxit happened and I said what I had to say about Meghan, there were fan pages of hers that messaged me talking trash, and I took screenshots. So if I say, oh, I was harassed by the Sussex squad, I have the screenshots as proof. All of these things that Meghan and Harry are claiming, where is the proof? The thing about, oh, the paparazzi on the scooter. So you mean to tell me that the paparazzi...
Okay, it gets worse in these 3 episodes.
Yeah, let's logically think about that. A man on a scooter, you have to ride a scooter like you ride a bicycle, holding the handlebars like this. There's no other way to ride a scooter. It doesn't have a thing. It's like this. So you mean to tell me that I'm on the highway riding a scooter like this with a camera in this hand, riding a scooter in this hand in Los Angeles traffic or New York City traffic, going like this, oh, let me get a picture. Weaving in and out of traffic. No, that's impossible. And if you've seen celebrity cars, the windows are blacked out. So how can you even get a picture with a blacked out windows, tinted windows, security, 3 SUVs? So you know how, like, if sometimes there'll be celebrities and there'll be 3 SUVs that pull up. You may be trying to take pictures of the first car, but they're in the second car. You know what I mean? So they'll have like dummy cars, as they call them. So this whole thing, and then Meghan and Harry, where was the, and I'm just like, yo, I had to ask myself, I had to pause it, because I watched the first 3 episodes at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, is Netflix trolling them? Because I was like, where's the paparazzi?
It gets worse. I just finished watching the 3 episodes.
Yeah, I'll have to just drink a bottle of water and then watch the other 3 episodes.
Yeah, I because they show footage of, I mean, I don't even know how embarrassing this is. You know, like one guy, it's the same footage over and over. Mm-hmm. One guy coming up to like something of a lower gate and just looking like for the camera. That's the only thing. Oh, and Harry keeps going on about the swarms of paps and Vancouver Island. And I have come to a conclusion, Tammy. Harry is an imbecile. He keeps talking about all these leaks, right? Mm-hmm. That he didn't know it's the palace, is the other people who leak. So you know what? We're going to just, and they end this, whatever you want to call it, saying that Jason Kanoff didn't have authorization from them to present the evidence he presented at the trial, right? So, because of course, and then we have Jenny Afia, her lawyer, saying that Meghan didn't lie. Then why did she have to apologize to the courts if she didn't lie?
Yeah, you don't have to apologize for telling the truth.
Okay, for people who are from the United States, because I know that this was not shown in the United States. Jason Kanoff is was the American, and I'm going to say, because I have to say it so people don't say, oh, he was an upper stiff Brit idiot. No, he was a gay American guy chosen by Meghan Markle. He was her PR communications, and he was her most loyal employee until he saw all the lies.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't take it anymore. And he saw the bullying and abuse. He's the one who wrote the email to Buckingham Palace saying, Meghan Markle always has somebody in her sights and she's bullied this and bullied that. This is Jason Kanoff, an American guy. So they closed this, whatever saga you want to call it, saying, oh, but Jason works for the Cambridges. Let's just do a little recap. I want to listen to what you have to say, Tommy. This is the email, one, because there's many that are going to come out during the trial. Okay, with Samantha Markle's lawsuit against Meghan Markle. And it says, this is Harry. This is actually Jason Kanoff saying to Harry, please see attached the topic areas that Omid and Carolyn want to discuss. Please, can you decide if you'd like to share these with the Duchess? It is my view that it is not a good idea for the Duchess to open this up to her friends. And I'm going to tell you why this is important. But I am happy to facilitate either way. I think both have a natural instinct to what balance the record in defense of the Duchess. But being able to say, hand on heart, we did not facilitate access will be important. Let me know what you think. I will see them this week to help them with factual accuracy. Okay, and this is the response from Harry to that. Jason is advising for Meghan to shut up and not to tell her friends to brief the press, which is what happened the following year. This is in December, by the way, guys. Let me see. Yeah, this is December 10th, 2018. We know that now in that documentary, or whatever you want to call it, Abigail Spencer goes on record here. She's a D-list actress or something like that, saying that out of her own volition, her and 5 other friends talked to People Magazine because the editor of People Magazine was one of her best friends, right? So she just wanted the truth about Meghan Markle. But she omits to say that they not only talked about the letter, but they say that Meghan wrote the letter and her father, that she wanted to have a conversation with him and that to please stop victimizing her. How would they know about that? And that was put in the letter. And Abigail Spencer said, oh, I didn't mean for them to put that. Girl, but this is what Harry answered. Sorry for filling your inbox with messages. I just accidentally sent you both. And then he says something, blame it on Monday. I think definitely share this with M, which is he's given Jason's advice to Meghan not to tell her friends to talk to the press about the situation, right? And make the suggestion to her that you have here, which is don't tell your friends to talk to the press. She will 100% support it. And I totally agree that we have to be able to say we didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, and they accuse the palace of leaking when they're the ones doing all the leaks and lying about it. And then he complains that they didn't allow him. They didn't allow Meghan Markle. She even says it there. Oh, they didn't allow me to be part of Sandringham because, girl, you're the leak. You're a liar. You're a fraud. You're a bully. It is. And then we have Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry says that he's the godfather of Lily, of course. And something really weird, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, guys. They show supposedly Lilibet being just born, but they don't show Meghan Markle's face. But show.
Wait, sorry, you're.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Tommy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, you. What happening? What?
Hello. Oh, we're having issues with the internet. Tommy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. They show the picture of the baby on somebody, but they don't show Meghan Markle's face. And then they show the baby with Harry, but they never show the baby with Meghan Markle.
Mhm.
But I mean, this is Megan basically saying, "Oh, and Catherine, and they threw me to the wolves, and William yelled and shouted at me, and we were gonna tell the Queen how we wanted to do the job and the monarchy, and they wanted to be half in and half out." And I'm gonna ask you this because I think I'm going insane, Tommy, because you saw the first 3 episodes, right?
Yes, yeah.
I remember the last episode where they say that the Commonwealth is a colonizing 2.0 racist organization that the Queen created to keep basically Black people poor, exploit them, and almost like a slavery 2.0. But these 3 episodes, they talk about how they wanted to be part of the head of the Commonwealth, support the Queen with the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I don't understand what they want. And because look, I mean, that about head when everybody else in the family is blonde or brunette, like he feels some type of way that William never gonna abdicate, and it's just it's one of those things where I've worked horrible jobs before. I've had horrible bosses, but I don't go on YouTube every week to say, yeah, I used to work at this company and it was just so terrible and my boss was like this, that, and the fourth, and blah blah. And it's just like when you quit a job, you don't keep the benefits of the job. That's just reality. There's no job on earth where if you quit the job, they'll say, you know what, for the next 5 years, you get to stay on our health insurance, you get to have the company plane, you get to stay in the company house. You don't work there anymore. And the royal family is literally a job, just like being a president is a job, being a senator is a job. All of these things are jobs. So it's one of those things where it's like, even if Harry and Meghan, in my opinion, had a bedroom right next to the Queen and got the crown jewels and got to walk ahead of Catherine and William or whatever the case may be. They got the opportunity of a lifetime. Like the whole thing about, oh, Nottingham Cottage was too small, the ceilings were so low. William and Catherine used to. I found out William and Catherine lived there, and other royals have lived in Nottingham Cottage. And there's a such thing as a starter home, where my first apartment is not gonna be the apartment where I raise a family. You know what I'm saying? So like if I have an apartment, okay, you live there, you get married, you get a bigger space because there's 2 of you now, or you have 3 kids, you move into a bigger home because there's more room. So it's just like William and Catherine also lived. I don't remember where it was, some other place that was not like right there in London for when William was a pilot, and even the Queen and Philip lived in Malta for a while, right? Or one of those places. So it's one of those things where it's like, just because, like, I honestly didn't even know until recently that when William and Catherine got married, like people called them work shy because they wanted to just spend time together. And it's like with the whole thing about Meghan's friends going to the media, right? Because of me talking about her, I remember there was a time where somebody sent me an article and they were like, yeah, you were mentioned in this article or whatever. And so it's just like, I told that person and I tell my friends, look, if anything were to ever happen in regards of me becoming famous, because I've had YouTube videos that had 900,000 views and my friends will hit me up and be like, damn, these comments are just crazy. Like people are saying this and that and this and that in the comments. And I'm just like, I don't want to know, because sometimes when I make videos, I just put it out there and I'm like, however everybody else reacts, it's none of my business. I said what I had to say and I'm over it. So don't text me about the comments. And those friends of mine, because they're my friends, they are like, okay, we won't. So for people to be like, there's like, when you are in the public eye, you should have some sort of, I don't want to say crowd control, but you have to talk to your friends and family and say, you know what, this is the situation I'm now in. I'm a famous actress now, or I'm gonna marry a rich man. And guys, please, you guys are my friends and family. Please do not, no matter what happens in this relationship, please do me a favor. Don't tell me about what the media is saying. Don't go to the comments. I mean, don't go to the media or whatever. If you have any questions, just ask me. I'm just gonna live my life and just put horse blinders on and do my job. And that's it. I'm still the same to me. We're still friends. We're still family. I don't want to be 100 text messages. Oh, they're saying this about you, this. And the fact that I posted this on my royal page, that the fact that, okay, the pregnancy, right? You're not supposed to be stressed when you're pregnant. And what, I'm not pregnant. I never had a kid. But when I do get pregnant, I refuse to be part of anybody's drama or I don't want to hear anything negative for 9 months. And plus some more time when the baby's born. So I will just have to tell everybody that I know, look, I'm pregnant. Woo, congrats. I don't want to hear any drama. Don't tell me anything negative. I don't want to hear it. Sorry. And so it's just like, and if anybody tells me anything negative, I'm just not going to respond. I'll just cut them off or block them for 9 months until the baby's here. So the fact that Harry he's talked about how he reads the comments. There's a part in I didn't see this part in the second part, but it's like Meghan is walking around like this big with a laptop. Oh, look, my brother just texted me. This is what he said. Why are you stressing her out if she's pregnant? Like, why are you giving her, like, why are you giving her stress? Pregnant women have heartburn. They have all these things going on with them. Why are you causing more stress? Why don't you just tune it out? Like, why, if you there was a time back when I was in middle school where people would talk about, oh, I'm being cyberbullied. Just turn off the computer. Because that was a time where we didn't have, like, in 2009 we had smartphones, but that was really when the iPhone was brand new. So people would that stuff couldn't follow you home. But if the computer is bothering you, if somebody's leaving comments on MySpace, turn it off and live in the real world. So it's just like, it's a point where, you've talked about how people send you emails talking trash about this, that, and the fourth in your videos. But if you just say, I'm not going to check my email today, it doesn't affect you. You don't have to think about it. And I just don't understand why somebody who is at that level, because I've seen crazy comments in the Kardashians' Instagram, but they don't think about it. They don't sit there and reply to every comment. We're suing you because of slander. And people say the worst things. Like, imagine if Trump was suing every newspaper for slander and libel, which he has the right to do or whatever. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, you have to reach a place where it's like, at the end of the day, Meghan and Harry are sitting in a mansion, in a $15 million mansion. They have more money than most people will ever have in their life. They have more privilege than anyone will ever have in their life. They can afford to send their kids to any school in the world and at the drop of a hat, and they don't have to think about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why people of that level would be so bothered by, oh, the press, and, oh, they're saying this and that. Well, you know what? There's certain people who, there's certain celebrities like Jennifer Gardner. I don't know anything about her. I know she's an actress, but I know nothing else because she's not always in our faces like, ooh, ah, ah. Like, there's nothing that I can say that her, Reese Witherspoon, there's people that I literally couldn't tell you anything about them other than, oh, they act, right? But it's like, once again, it's like Meghan is, when they say, what is it? The call is coming from inside the house. There's a phrase like that where it's like she herself is calling the paparazzi, hiring PR firms to write about her. And then when you can't control the narrative like you're Kim Jong-un, you can't control what people say about you. You can't control that some people we're not worshiping at your altar. Then it's, oh, they hate me. They're bullying me. Oh, they're so mean. We have opinions. There's people who don't like me. There's people who've literally emailed me saying talking crap. There's people who don't like you. There's people who don't like Jesus. There's people who don't like there's actors and actresses that I don't like them. Like, when I look at their face, I just don't like them. But that doesn't bother them. They're still winning Oscars and Grammys and flying on private jets, whatever. So it's just like, I just personally feel like nothing would ever be enough. And it's like, if the royal family was so racist, sexist, almost drove Meghan to end her own life, caused media hell, why would they ever step foot back in Britain? Why do they still want to be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? Why does Harry still want to be a prince? If the place that gave them these titles are so terrible. And it's to the point where, like, I've seen Black American people say, oh, I don't want to have the last name Johnson because that was the name of one of my ancestor slave owners. I'm going to change my name to an African name. So why can't Harry and Meghan say, no, we don't want to be the Duke and Duchess of anything. We want to be Meghan and Harry Mountbatten Windsor because we just want to live a private life. We don't want to deal with the baggage that came with being the Duke and Duchess, and we're just putting it behind us, and we just want to, no, I'm Her Royal Highness, I'm the Duchess of Sussex. I have a little monogram, a crown emblem and bowed to me. Like, I don't, she literally worked for 72 days. Like, she was in the family for 18 months. She was on maternity leave for such a long time. It's like, it's annoying because it's like when you have a fan account, you keep track of a person's fashion, their public outings, all of that kind of stuff. So it's like, for her to be on Oprah and say, I never left the house, that's not true. That's literally just not true at all. They took my passport. You flew to Morocco. You flew to France to be with Elton John. You flew to Italy to be with Amal and George Clooney, to be at their mansion. There's so much that it's a lie. It's literally just a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. And I don't understand, because there are times where when Archetypes came out, right? I was like, okay, I really want to. Sometimes I wish I could like Megan. Sometimes I really wish I could, because I'm like, damn, what a missed opportunity for a mixed race person to marry into the British royal family and be an American at that and be part of the Commonwealth. And she could have done so much. If I was in that position, oh my God, like, you guys would never hear me complain. So it's just
Mary would have never married you because you look black. Let's clarify that right here and then.
Yeah, I've heard all of that kind of stuff, but it's just, I just don't. And it's like Cressida, I think it was Cressida, who she was with Harry. He just, when there was no paparazzi. And as I was just telling a friend yesterday, who was feeling sorry for myself, and my God had given me, and I couldn't see opportunities that God gave me because I was just stuck in this loop of, oh, but I wasn't born into a rich family. I don't have this. I don't have that. Da, 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 da. But guess what? What can I do to make my life better? But Harry is at the top of life. He's literally the 1%. He's a freaking prince. That's beyond 1%. That's 0.0001% of anybody's born into royalty. He has the best of the world, like the best that life has to offer. I'm literally just confused. Like, I know I'm going on and on, guys. Thanks for listening.
No. But I mean, if you really need to, no, don't watch it. But I can tell you the following thing just for you guys, because I was sitting there watching this because it's like Abigail Spencer goes and says that she had to speak the truth about Meghan Markle, but then at the end she minimizes the fact that, wait a minute, you leaked the letter. And this was in February, and you attacked her father because you said that the letter said that Meghan, in the letter, said, "Stop victimizing me, Daddy." She quoted direct things from the letter. And yet she says, oh, well, we didn't mean to say that. But you did. And it's your best friend. And People Magazine, when Mr. Markle contacted them to have his, because it wasn't People Magazine who published it, so he contacted them, right of reply. And they refused to have him say anything. Nobody wanted to answer. So this is why he published it, because they trashed him. Her friends, basically. Meghan Markle gave leave to her friends. So for people who are going to come up and say, oh, her father is horrible. No, Meghan Markle wrote that letter in August 2018. Mr. Markle sat on that letter until the People Magazine article that her 5 friends, authorized by her, if we go by the email, and there's many more emails to come, said to the People Magazine, because Jason Kanoff is expressly saying, don't do it. Mm-hmm. But no, she couldn't shut up, because her father, instead of blabbing it to the press, he sat on the letter. It was a hurtful letter. And let me tell you something, Tammy, because she actually said this. I kid you not. She said she wrote the letter at the guidance of the Queen and Prince Charles at the time. And here we have, they told her to write the letter. This is why she did it. And I'm going to read the text messages that she sent to Jason Kanoff that were presented in trial. This is Meghan Markle. Hi, Jason. I hope this recess is going well. I am currently in Toronto. Again, a woman without a passport. This is 2018, right?
Yeah. This is 2020 at this point, right? Or is
no,
it
this
still
is 2018. This is 2018.
Go visit Jessica. There was a time when she had to go visit Jeddah and Toronto.
Yeah, this is in August after she got married when she didn't have her passport.
Yeah.
She says, "Hi, Jason. I'm in Toronto. I and have drafted a letter to have mailed to my dad. I share this with you in confidence. The letter itself and its contents. My plan is to write it by hand and FedEx it to now we know it's her manager, she claims, who will then mail it to my father. My thinking behind this is, unlike a text or email, it can't be forwarded or cut and pasted to only share one small portion. It also does not open the door for a conversation. Yet, her friends, People magazine and the article said that Meghan Markle wanted to talk to her father.
Mm-hmm.
Here, these are her words. She's saying that basically she's telling her father to F off, right? Doesn't open the door for conversation. The catalyst for my doing this is seeing how much pain this is causing H. Even after a week with his dad and endlessly explaining the situation, his family seemed to forget the context. The context is that his father is calling her a liar. And revert to, can she just go and see him and make this stop? The royal family wanted her to go see her father like any human being because
anybody.
Let's recap here what was Mr. Markle's horrible thing he did.
His sin, his unforgivable sin.
He had some pictures of himself taken to portray a nice image of him because somebody was planting images and really negative articles about him. And he was framed by the paparazzi. Mm-hmm. That is Mr. Markle crime, something that Meghan does herself all the time.
Yeah.
And Mr. Markle was saying to her, because I assume that it was the first for him to have been ghosted. Mm-hmm. But the fact that Meghan Markle sits there and says that it was the Queen and now King Charles who told her you have to write a letter, when she's saying that's not the case.
Yeah.
And these are her words.
Yeah, she's saying they keep pressuring me to go see my dad and I don't want to, so I'm writing him a letter.
No, she said that she wrote, and then the following text, she's exhilarated. She says it was cathartic to write the letter, right? So, and the reason why she said is because she was convinced Mr. Markle was going to publish the letter, and therefore she would be able to say to the royal family, see, this is why I don't go see him, because he leaks everything. Her issue was that Mr. Markle kept his mouth shut. Nobody knew about the letter until February 6, 2019, when Abigail Spencer went to People magazine with 4 other skanks and basically painted a horrible picture of Mr. Markle and talked about the letter, saying that Meghan wrote him a lovely letter, wanting to converse with him, and that he was victimizing her, according to them in the letter. I mean, he had a heart attack.
Honestly, you know what? I'm going to say something that may be controversial. Even if my parents were the most abusive people on the earth, I do not want or expect any other person other than me or my own blood siblings to defend me. If I'm not talking about it, I don't want my friend Caleb to go to the media and say, I have to defend me. This is the truth. Don't talk. Your friends, they're obviously benefiting financially or by your association of, I'm showing loyalty. I don't believe that anybody's friend would say, dude, you know what your dad is doing? It's not right. I'm going to go to the media and talk about it. It's not your place. It's literally not your place. It's not your place. It's not my husband's place. It's my place as their child to say, you know what? This is going on with my dad or my mom or whoever in my family. Respectfully, I don't want to talk about it. Like, please just let us have our privacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you just don't acknowledge it or whatever the case may be, because it's just like, I once again, I think this is about crowd control, because, the royal family sort of thing is like, never explain, never complain. I think Meghan couldn't issue some big statement and say, my dad. So it's like a setup. I feel like it's like a setup of, I'm going to send my dad the letter. He didn't leak it to the press. Okay, here, go on my behalf. And because even the whole thing about with Finding Freedom, because I read the book, and it was like, we didn't interview Meghan and Harry. we talked to their friends and people who know them, but then it's proof that yes, you did, because they emailed Jason, and then Jason emailed Omid and Carol and Duran that nobody knows and nobody's ever seen, and all that kind of stuff. So it's one of those things where, because I've read articles about why celebrities stage paparazzi, right? There was a picture where it was like Jennifer Lawrence, the actress, just had a baby, and she was like taking pictures by this pap, and it was obvious that it wasn't staged because she looked a hot mess. Like, she did not look good at all. So what she did was she called her own people, because they staged paparazzi shots all the time. And the thing about it is, at this point in time in 2022, where we're not living in like 2007, where we don't really know how manufactured things are, I'm gonna go out here and say it's okay if you want to stage paparazzi shots. If you want to control your image and be photographed wearing the latest brands, that's okay, in my opinion, because as a celebrity, you're like a walking mannequin sometimes. If you want to, I want to get my picture taken when I'm going to eat frozen yogurt and I just feel like being photographed, okay, fine. That's fine. I really don't care, but don't lie. Don't have a paps on speed dial and then sue the newspaper. That doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And it's just one of those things where it's like, in reality, when people, she wanted to talk about, medieval times and the curtsy. We're not living in medieval times where if anybody says anything against the king, it's treason and they have to be taken to the Tower of London. And we're living in an era where, whether you like it or not, like we said earlier, people have opinions, and it's okay to have an opinion, and it's okay to express your opinion. We're living in an era when if Meghan, if anybody fake cries on TV, or a celebrity or a literal actor who their job is to make up things, and if it's a different persona or whatever, is, this happened to me and I'm just so. If I don't feel sympathy for a rich person who's like a multimillionaire, who doesn't have to worry about money, who doesn't have to worry about where food is going to come from, who doesn't have to worry about paying the mortgage, like, I'm the bad guy all of a sudden, where I'm just like, I don't really feel sympathy for somebody like Will Smith, who he's in an open marriage, his wife is cheating on him and making a fool out of him by sleeping with a man who's my age, and when he's
Chris Rock, I can't believe he was in jail.
He slaps Chris Rock and he's, I just had all this tension. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't, because it's like, you are going through things at home. It's like people who yell at people at the drive-thru. It's not their fault. There are people in the comments. Yes, guys, I have my own YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is TUMI space YUKII. I've been making videos since like 2014, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, because a lot of people are asking in the comments. I do have my own channel.
Yeah. But let me tell you something in this 3 thing, and now that I'm going to give you a couple of things. You have a very good memory. I don't. So Harry keeps saying that now the United States is his home. Then why? This is a question. I'm going to post these questions and we can discuss it. Mm-hmm. He repeatedly said that the United States is his home. He said that he was going to miss the UK, but when he went to Oprah, he said that he was happy he left the UK because now the entire country is being branded as racist, right? Mm-hmm. Number 1. Number 2, Meghan says to this day, when I finished watching that, I still don't know why they left. It's because they kept saying that they were going to go to Africa and it got leaked, and therefore they couldn't go to Africa anymore. Then they were going to go to these places, and that Prince Charles asked him to write his plans, but they didn't because of the leak. Is this guy an imbecile? The leak is his wife.
I have a question. Yeah. It's a rhetorical question.
Okay.
Has anybody ever seen when William and Catherine were in Kenya? The time that William proposed, did we ever get those photos? No. Did we ever see the pictures of Harry and Meghan when they went to Botswana?
No. And you know what?
When Harry went to Africa this year in the summertime, right? I think after the Jubilee, there was a time where he went to South Africa. Royals are able to fly under the radar. Royals are able to go places under the radar. And the thing about it is, there are times where, like, I found out yesterday that I think Daniel Craig, the guy who played James Bond, lives in New York. I had no idea. I didn't know that. And it's like, there are celebrities who are able to live privately. But the thing about it is, if you want to be seen, you will be seen. And the thing about it is, like, I personally feel that Harry I feel bad that he lost his mother. There are lots of people who lost their parents. There's a lot of people who didn't lose their parents physically, but let's say their parents are abusive or narcissists. They don't talk to their parents. They lost their siblings in that sort of regard. I mean, there's people who literally don't talk to their family members because, who they voted for or whether or not they got the vaccine. So there's a lot of fractured families in this day and age, and he's not the only one. Like, he's literally not the only one. And it's like his brother lost his mom too. His brother had to take care of his younger brother emotionally and all that kind of stuff. His brother went through what Harry claims he went through with Diana, even more so because he was older. And Diana said her son was her best friend or her confidant, which to me is unhealthy because your child is not your friend, no matter what. Your kid is not your therapist. And I believe that Diana also, she grew up with wealth, but she had a toxic childhood because I read a book about how her mother and father had a very volatile relationship sort of thing, and she didn't really like something about the stepmom or whatever, something like that. There was a lot going on. But at the end of the day, Paula, I'm a person who's very much pro self-accountability. I did not pick my parents. I did not pick my siblings. But guess what? I can choose my future. I can choose who I marry. I can choose my thoughts. I can literally choose to read self-help books. I can choose.
No, but you can also choose your behavior towards them and how things are.
Exactly. And it's one of those things where if, for example, there are people who I met a woman at the dentist who has a twin sister, and I have a twin brother. But she told me she and her sister haven't talked in 10 to 20 years. Because I was like, it's so great to be a twin. Are you close with your sister? She said, no, I haven't talked to my sister in 20 years. I was like, oh, damn. But that was it. She didn't go on, my sister did this and my sister did that, and it was so tough. And no, there are people who just say, you know what? I don't really have a close relationship with my family. And that's the end of it. And the thing about it is, if somebody passes away that's close to you, or in general, if somebody passes away and maybe you weren't close, you have to process that. You have to process the grief and the trauma and all that kind of stuff. But literally, when you get inside of this loop of, I think Harry feels like because of the circumstances of his life, like his mom marrying a prince and being the Princess of Wales. Oh, my mom was taken away from me. A lot of kids, for example, who have parents who work a lot of hours. My dad, he was never there. You know how many times we hear that? Oh, my dad wasn't there. Well, because he had to put and just spend all his time with you, and you have to have a house, you have to have a car, you have to have clothes. He has to work. Your mom has to work.
I am a single mom.
Yes. It's just things where it's this loop of, my and this and accident and life. Of course, this the British stiff upper lip. Nobody I just don't. So I just don't understand how
how's your internet, sweetie? You keep freezing out. Hello, Tammy?
Hello. Yeah.
You're freezing.
Could you guys see me?
Yeah, I can see you now. No, okay. I understand completely, but I was absolutely smubgassed here right now that Meghan Markle sees herself as Princess Diana. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. They're talking to Tyler Perry about how they found out that they were at Tyler Perry's house. But let's be clear here. Gayle King contacted Tyler Perry and asked them in national television, is it true that the Sussexes are there with you? And he goes, oh, no comment. And then they go, and there were a swarm of paparazzis, but they never are able to show the paps. Never. They can never show the paps. There's not one pap.
Yeah, I've been watching Tyler Perry movies my entire life, and I have never seen a paparazzi picture of him.
No, but he's talking about when Meghan were in the mansion and how there was a swarm of paps, and yet there's not one video. Meghan Markle is recording everything. She couldn't record freaking paparazzi that they were swarming around them. They can't film that.
And you know, the thing about it is, honestly, Paula, you can go online and rent paparazzi. Like, you can literally rent them.
But they don't
Anybody
present
can
any
rent.
footage, Tommy. They don't have any.
I'm just saying that it's like, I don't, that's one thing that I like. Harry talks about institutional gaslighting and those sorts of things. And I'm saying that, like, I'm just left confused because, once again, if I say that, oh, people were DMing me and they're harassing me, but there's no proof, it's the boy who cried wolf. So it's just like, I want to believe Harry and Meghan, but where are, like, even how she said that there was, oh, somebody put a live stream, that you could, there's a lot, you could put, somebody put live stream cameras outside of my house. Isn't it incredible how in the 20 years that Catherine has known William, I don't know who Catherine's friends are. I don't know a name of a single one of her friends. I'm sure she goes out on girls' days, brunch, whatever, hangs out with her friends, but we don't see it. Where is it? Because there's no way that she doesn't have any friends. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure she has very close friends, but like, nobody says a word. Like, and yeah, you can hire paparazzi. There's different packages. Like, you could pay like what, $2,400 for, like, is it over $1,000 for like 10 cameras, a manager, a security guard?
The thing is that during the entire 6 episodes, there's one guy that they keep repeating the footage over and over in Vancouver, just looking out there. And then they talk, Tyler Perry's at their mansion saying, oh, and do you guys remember there were a swarm of paps? But Meghan Markle, who's recording even when she farts, and I'm sorry if I'm rude, she can't record the horde of paps outside the house. So to say, here it is.
No, but where are the where are they anywhere? Because remember in the maybe the second or the third episode where the security guard was like, yeah, I was her driver and I had to drive in and out of garages and we had to, take dummy cars because there were so many paparazzi following us through Toronto. I have a friend in Canada who said he literally never heard of Meghan until she got engaged to Harry. And he said in Canada, paparazzi is not a thing like in America. Paparazzi in America is not a thing until it's Los Angeles.
She couldn't present any evidence. She showed stock photos of guys, not. I mean, Tommy, and let me tell you something. In this thing, I was watching it and I was like, what I started laughing at some points, and then I thought, no, I was laughing through the whole thing, right? But I was laughing, and it's like. I looked at it and I go, okay. Yeah. This is a woman who they show her and they compare her to Princess Diana and they compare Harry to all the good qualities of Prince Philip, who did his duty for all these years. And what really struck me really hard was the following, how they went to the Crown and told them, we want to do this job this way. Can you imagine you going to your boss? Or Oprah, can you imagine Oprah's employee or anybody or Archwell going to Meghan and say, you know what, Meghan, we're going to do work for Archwell, but we're going to do it like this. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, we're going to call you racist. Mm-hmm. You don't go to your boss. There's this, but because they wanted to threaten them and say, this is what you're going to do. To keep the security, mm-hmm. So, but it's and what really hit home for me, they spent the entire 3rd episode, and even in some instances here, they portrayed the Queen and Prince William and Catherine and the Dutch and the Countess of Wessex as the evil empire and how Meghan would have changed the face of the Commonwealth and how they wanted to be. They would still be there, but why would they want to be there? Why would they want to be there why would they want to be there and be part of that Commonwealth evil empire?
Exactly. That's so right.
That they're colonizing. They said that they would still be there and that Meghan as a woman of color. They are the ones who are using race because Meghan keeps calling herself a woman of color. So why would they? I kept going on how they will be there. What it was a missed opportunity to have Meghan there. And Meghan, and how she didn't know when Tom Bradby asked her if she was okay, that it was going to be put in the documentary. I mean, she's with the reporter.
The camera is recording. The camera's on. Yeah. And because it's like, for example, right, this live stream we're doing, I can see, because my eyes work, that it's live and that we're on your YouTube channel. So I cannot sit here and be like, oh, yeah, I didn't know that this was going to be on YouTube when we talked about this. Like, because the thing about it is, if somebody isn't like no, but this I think I have to just take a breath because I drank coffee before this, and I'm like, this is
no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I keep going on about this. It's like they have spent, and then they said, "Oh, the Commonwealth is this evil thing, and the colonization and the empire," and then they show the Queen how people that reacted negatively, how the Barbados is quitting, and Harry says, and more are to come. It's like, no, actually, there are some countries that are joining in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, why would you want to be part of the, you know what, like to have sit with Meghan Markle and Harry, put that Meghan Markle gets locked in a room with Shallon Lester.
Yeah, I don't.
Shallon has the receipts. People, you know, let me tell you, people have asked me, how come Meghan Markle hasn't sued Shallon? Because Shallon has been very outspoken, saying that Meghan Markle hired her to write stories, hire Star Magazine when she was part of the Star Magazine. And Shallon Lester said that Meghan Markle had 3 PR and she was a source, and she had her driver's license and it said Caucasian, white. And she repeatedly, and she has a very public, big channel, YouTube channel, and she speaks very openly about this. Why hasn't Meghan Markle sued Shallon Lester?
And when you talk about Hollywood and sources and this story and that story, it's them. It's the celebrity themselves. You know, they're trying to put out an image and they're trying to control a narrative. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once again, that's fine. We live in a social media era where people do talk, people do leak, people who work with people talk about these things. And it's just like, at the end of the day, like, as Jesus famously said, what's done in the dark is going to come out into the light. Like, we're not living in the era of Hollywood in the 40s where like your managers ran a very tight ship and like they could control the media because there was no social media. There was no, you had to go do a press conference to talk about things. You know what I mean? And so it's just, it's just very weird because, like someone said in the comments, that you can't hire the paparazzi and then play the victim. You know what I mean?
That's what Shallon said. You asked us to write articles about you, but she did it in order to sound like a victim. And let me tell you something, that this is incredibly, because the whole thing was, how dare people speak out against, because apparently what really, I'm sorry, I'm gonna swear, pissed her off was because when she was doing a walkabout, a woman called her out about how she treated her father. And that's very early on in the fourth episode. She goes and talks, oh, this woman told me, how dare you treat your father like that? And that was like, I need to clear this shit up, basically, because, you know, my father has to be the evil one here, because I am such a, you know, I'm doing all, like,
the funny part about it is,
and you know, and she wants, and the thing is that she puts out the leaks, but she doesn't want people talking about her, the fact that she's the one putting the leaks. So it's like me saying, tell me, go in and tell people that I'm a millionaire, and then you go and say, oh, Paul is a millionaire, you know, and then I go, oh my God, did you see Tommy saying that I'm a millionaire? How dare
she say that? Yeah. And it's like, why didn't she sue Omid for saying in Finding Freedom that she set up paparazzi shots to raise her profile? She should have sued him. And why didn't she sue the paparazzi, the guy who said, yeah, I mean, she would call us and tell us where she was going to be, which is what everybody does. Nothing in Hollywood, it's acting. All of Hollywood is one big act. It's one big setup. Everything is 90% of things. So it's just one of those things where it's like, in 2022, why don't people, I mean, like, for example, when she went in California, pictures because it's an intrusion of her life. How?
Hello.
Out of all the restaurants in Santa Barbara, that they were going to be there at that restaurant, holding a camera across the street, saying that we know that they're going to be there. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. What's up? I'm on a live stream. Huh? What is going on? I'm busy. I can't talk right now. I'll talk to her later.
No,
Hello?
but it doesn't matter. You say it's okay that they hire things. The problem that I have with Meghan Markle is that she denies it, she lies, and she blames other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my problem is. That they're trying to say that it was Prince William and his team doing all the leaks when it's them doing the leaks.
And how come there were no leaks since 2011 when William got married? He's in the royal family from his life, Kate's life, the Countess of Wessex. The Countess of Wessex used to work in PR. Where were the leaks then? All of those people.
Like I said, I was shocked watching this because how they twist things around, how they wanted to continue honoring their duty to the Queen and the Commonwealth, and I'm like, I was actually talking back to the TV. I was to my laptop. I was like, dude, what the? I'm not gonna say what I was saying, right? I said, you just spent the 6th series is about how racist the Commonwealth is. And how evil and colonizing is, and how Meghan complained that she didn't like being treated like a Black woman because she said, and yet in 2012 she did the little bit. I remember that thing that video. That she had experienced racism. This is in 2012. She said that she had experienced racism. Her mother had been called the N-word. How every time she left LA, she could experience the racism. But yet in the Netflix thing, she says, I have never heard the N-word.
And she said
nobody thought of me as a Black. But you could see it's like, oh my God, how can they think of me as Black?
You know, the thing about it is, okay, look, I was born in 1995. I've listened to rap music my whole life. If you've never heard your parents say the N-word, you've heard it in a rap song. There's no way that somebody born in the 80s, where there's the birth of hip hop music, there's Tupac in the 90s, Biggie Smalls, all of these people, unless you only listen to like classic music and like white pop artists, there's no way you never heard the N-word in your life.
Especially since now we have Doria. Since now the narrative is that Doria, when she divorced Tom, she
raised Meghan by herself in a Black neighborhood.
And they moved to this Black neighborhood, and Meghan was raised in this Black neighborhood by Black women, and she never heard the N-word. I'm sorry, I have a lot of Black friends, and they call the N-word to each other all the time.
And I don't believe that any Black person, any Black parent would not have a conversation with their child about race, because I had the conversation. I was given the conversation many times.
She was a bad mom. Why didn't Doria have the conversation? Because she wasn't around. She wasn't around. And because she never felt Black.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I was watching a video last night by, I think it's the Daily Grift, the Royal Grift. I don't know, something like that. They talk about the Meghan thing. And this was the first time in a long time that I felt sympathy for her, because they were talking about how basically like it seems to them that Doria, for her, because didn't really have much of a relationship growing up, because Doria was gone for 10 years of Meghan's life, and that's a fact, that Meghan felt like she had a lot to prove to her mom. And a lot of women do feel like we have a lot to prove to our moms, and that we have to live up to certain expectations because a lot of women have interesting relationships. Yes, the Royal Grift. Thank you. Someone in the comments commented the channel. Like, a lot of women feel like they have a lot to prove in their relationship with their mom. And she showed a clip where Meghan had a school play, and Doria came, and it was mad awkward because she like looked really nervous when she was approaching Doria, and Doria was like, oh, that was nice. Not like, hey, you did such a great job. Like, it was amazing. You did. I'm so proud of you. It was like, that was nice. And Meghan just looked like very tense and very like nervous, and it just felt like it's like if my mom's friend's friend who doesn't know me that well came to the play to watch it, it seems like that's the type of reaction that they would give, not your own mother who like is very proud of you for your accomplishments and your achievements and all that kind of stuff. So that was the first time that I felt like, and even when Doria admitted that I was the one who said that it was about race, because Meghan was like, I wasn't even thinking that it was about race. And Doria said, yeah, I had to tell her that it was about race. I feel like a lot of times our parents raise us believing certain things, and they want us to believe the same thing because it makes it easier.
They continue perpetuating the
it makes it easier when you and your family all think the same thought, like not think the same thoughts, but believe a lot of the same things in many different ways. So if Meghan doesn't believe that, for example, oh, this is not about race, this is just about whatever, and Doria's like, yeah, it is, and she's gonna see things through that lens of, yes, it is about racism.
But Meghan talks about it. Meghan talks that she should be in the Commonwealth because she's a Black woman. I like the sister I am. You know, she says she is the one who made it about color.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, but she said in the first,
she says nobody treated me like a Black woman until I got to the United Kingdom.
Yeah, but it was Doria who admitted that she was when Harry and Meghan were dating, that the stories about, oh, straight out of Compton, this, whatever, that it was racially motivated. So she said that she was the one who first brought up to Meghan that, yeah, this is racist and all that kind of stuff. And so I think that it's easy for, if someone had been trying, for example, because Doria for a long time. If she's trying to now rebuild that relationship as an adult and say, okay, like, let's be the family, let's be and a half growing up, because she was raised by Thomas, basically, to get along with what her mother is telling, advise her. Because if you just said, no, it's not about, yeah, it is, then it's a point of tension there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just a lot. It's just a lot.
The thing that's really terrible, let me tell you something. It's like this woman, they do a 100 million documentary. Basically, it is Meghan didn't know anything. A woman who claims to have a non-existent major from Northwestern University, which is international relations, which doesn't exist. It's international studies.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about the royal family. But she's a super smart. I was always the super smart one, right? Then she goes on to say, and this is, I mean, by the way, they got paid 100 million. So it's the Commonwealth is racist. We're happy we left, but we would have stayed there had they complied to our demands.
That's what confused me about the Oprah interview.
And she spends a lot of time talking about trashing her family, her sister, and Mr. Markle. And the funny thing is, you you remember that niece that she stopped talking and didn't invite to the wedding?
Yeah.
She makes an appearance now after Samantha started the lawsuit. Meghan started contacting her because she says, oh, last year I decided to started getting back my friendships. When the palace already said, why? Because of course. And then we have this idiot, Ashley, who for some reason is, it's like, I mean, it's something that boggles my mind that Meghan Markle uses $100 million supposedly to trash her sister, who is a nobody, her father, who gave her everything, the Commonwealth and the royal family, who lifted her from the gutter of D-list unknown hell, to now claim that she did the biggest service to the crown in 1,000 years of the monarchy of existence. To the point that a pilot in a private plane came out and said, ma'am, thank you for your service. Just like we said to the Queen when she passed, ma'am, thank you for your service.
Yeah, I
mean, when I heard that, it's just like when she claimed that guy at the Lion King said that, everybody.
We were dancing in the street like when Mandela was freed from jail.
I feel like, one of those Home Alone moments. Sorry, Siri.
No, someone in the comments had asked if we think that they'll attend the coronation. I don't know. I hope not.
This is very good. Harry said that he offered to give up the titles, but he was angry when somebody leaked that they had offered to give up the titles, right? Probably Meghan, but that he was angry because he even offered to give up the titles. Then why do you still have them?
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't.
But he said it. It's there. Oh, we even offered to give up the titles because we wanted to lead this normal life. Dude, write a letter and say I'm no longer the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Yeah, but having $100 million Netflix deal is not a normal life. Having a normal life is like, I have a job. I have an actual job. I work in an office. That's a normal life. Like, that's literally normal. Like,
No, but Megan went from kissing guys with smelly breath, crying, hugging a bottle of wine, to going to cry in the arms of her bodyguard. And the bodyguard goes, "We know, ma'am. We know, ma'am. You did everything you could." I mean, I swear to God, I got up and I started going, "Bravo!" I mean, you know what's the part? Have you ever seen a movie with bad actors?
Yeah, of course.
And you keep going, "Oh my God, I don't want to watch this because they're such terrible actors." I remember a play I watched in New York a long time ago, and my friend, she took me there. I think I said to her, "I think you hate me because you made me sit through this thing." And I mean, the actors were so bad. Meghan Markle acting, because it's like, and I fell in my bodyguard's arm. That's very normal. People can relate.
It's one of those things where it's like she talks like she's narrating a book or a play and I'm a writer. I wrote a book myself, which is a fictional romantic drama. Just saying, just plugging myself. But I don't even talk like that.
Plug away.
But I don't even talk like that. I'm not like, yesterday I was at. Let me just make something up. Yesterday I was going to get croissants and flowers because I deserve self-love. And the man next to me just turned around and said, "Wow, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. I just marry you on the spot." And we exchanged phone numbers and it was just magical. Like, I just feel like when I hear her talk, I'm hearing like, I recently started watching Sex and the City this year because when I was a kid, I was not allowed to watch it.
I really can't think.
I just feel like Megan is trying to be what's her face? Carrie Bradshaw.
No. Let me tell you. You know how the thing ends? Even Harry was shocked. You can see Harry. She goes, "I have, that I gave a speech at our wedding, which is not normal in the UK." No, he goes, "Absolutely not, because of course she's this groundbreaking woman.
It's not normal for any bride to
give a speech." She goes, "I have this speech here in my phone." And he goes, "You do?" And she has a speech, of course, in her handwriting. Her handwriting, and she starts narrating. It's like, there was a girl, who was once called an actress, a bad one, and there was a boy who once called a prince, and they met together, and they were I mean, I'm not joking. That's pretty much. She reads the speech, and they show this flash. It felt like a horror movie. Tell me, it felt like a horror movie. I thought it was like, oh my God. I was looking at this. It's like, I was speaking, I think, in the 4 languages I know, because I'm like, I didn't know in which language to swear.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my God, this is what you put out?
Yeah, okay. People in the comments, yeah, I am American. I'm from Austin, Texas, but I don't currently live there. And someone made the point that, yes, I'm a Christian and I voted what? Anyways,
if you want to find out more about Tammy, go to her channel. I will post the link, because it's a very interesting channel. She's amazing. She's a lot of fun. And she used to be a Meghan Markle fan. We actually did a live video where I asked her why she was a Meghan Markle fan.
Yeah, I bought what she was selling beforehand. But yeah, so I saw that whole thing about there was a boy called. And the funny part is there's a Britney Spears song called Lucky, where in the beginning she starts narrating and she's like, "This is a story about a girl called Lucky," and da 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 da. And it's just like, that just gives me the vibe of Megan. Like, I feel like we're stuck in 2004, going backwards, like 1997 to 2004 with Megan, because it's like, I realize it's the Carrie Bradshaw voice. "Oh, I couldn't help but wonder if, as a woman, is it really bad for women to be ambitious in today's day?" And it's just like, oh my goodness gracious. But it's just like, yeah, I'm just confused. I will be confused.
And let me tell you,
until Jesus comes back about this.
Guess who makes a guest appearance
on the podcast? I know the woman. Oh, okay, because I know the woman who wrote Sex and.
Yeah, no, not the podcast. We're talking the episodes that I saw today. Hello, sweetie. Hello. Oh, Tommy.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it's Princess Eugenie.
She was in the Was she in the documentary, like
Yes.
speaking? Because I saw the
Hello.
pictures.
Yeah, she's going there with Harry. We're gonna go see the Super Bowl and Eugenie there. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like I gotta tell you something. I mean, I just, I mean, I don't know if Americans are that stupid because they have left themselves open. Oh, and Jenny Afia, the lawyer said, well, yes, there were some emails and stuff about that, during the trial, but they wouldn't have made a difference had they been shown actually during the trial. This is like saying, yes, if somebody had shown the murder weapon in the video of her shooting the guy, it wouldn't have made a difference. And she wouldn't have been found. She would have been found not guilty anyways, even if we find evidence of the video of her shooting her husband.
Yeah, and it's even in the comments, people are talking about Eugenie, and it's sad because when there's family drama, you may feel like, yeah, I still love my cousin. I love my cousins. You know what I mean? Even if there's family drama, and it's like, but it's complicated. It's very complicated and it's very sad and it's
I don't think it's complicated, Tommy. Let
I
me
just
tell you,
don't trust. I don't.
right and wrong is not complicated.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
and wrong is not complicated. People try. Meghan Markle's. She went. I've always said this. Meghan Markle went. It's like a person who goes into a restaurant, a Michelin star restaurant, knowing that they don't have a penny in their pockets, and they go in there and they order everything in the menu, and then they find fault with everything to get out of there without paying.
Yeah,
that's what Meghan Markle did.
yeah.
Meghan Markle was the one who leaked and forced Harry to say that she was his girlfriend because she wanted the free PR, because she didn't know whether he was going to marry her or not, but she would at least get that free PR. She's the one who's been leaking all these things. And I mean, Shalon Lester is pretty open. And I mean, this woman has repeatedly stated, and Shalon Lester is fierce. You don't screw around with Shalon Lester.
Even her old PR, her old manager, Gina, the South African woman, the white South African woman, Gina Naltrop,
yeah,
whatever her name is, she talked about how she had to Meghan wanted to re-up her image into a humanitarian. And it's like, the thing about it is Hollywood agencies, there's a thing called image consulting. They ask you, what kind of person do you want to be like? And it's like, you can say, I want to be classic like Audrey Hepburn. I want to have really like the image that Taylor Swift portrays and whoever, whatever. And it's like a Build-A-Bear sort of situation where you're like, this is the image that I want. That's why you may see an Instagram girl who literally looks like Kim Kardashian, because they're like, all right, we're going to have you dress like her and look like her and act like her. There's so many singers who act exactly the same as all these rappers. When you look at rappers nowadays, once upon a time, you could say, okay, there's Eminem, there's 50 Cent, there's Snoop Dogg. You could see that there's a difference. But now they literally look like they came out of a cloning factory. So they all make the same type of music. They're all mumbling. They all sound the same. They all have tattoos from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet. And they all just look the same. So
and
it's
they all
like,
want to smack the woman's pee.
and it's just
smack
like
that pee, smack that pee.
And it's just like, if you want to be a humanitarian and be branded that way, okay, fine. And there are people who've even come out who worked with her who said, yes, this is how it was when we worked with her. Everybody can't be lying. Everybody cannot be lying. Because of what reason?
That's the thing, Tommy. I was watching this thing and it's like, Meghan, she was never a bully. She did all she could. Jason Kanoff basically is a liar. Mm-hmm. Anybody who goes against her is a liar. The royal family is making this thing, this white evil empire with this now black woman that she calls herself a woman of color and a sister. And she looks really, really white compared to, and how they all suffer the same pain. And let's not forget that when she was in Africa, she's among women who walk for miles and suffer rape on a constant basis. They don't have a place to sleep. They don't have any food. And we're sisters, same. And she doesn't understand the furor of the fact that, nobody's asked me if I'm okay. And then, I was looking at that. And then I have Doria. I have a big problem with Doria. I'll tell you why.
Mhm.
To me, people say, oh, Doria is such a sweet lady. Doria is a snake. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Doria is a snake who is now also lying on behalf of Meghan Markle to elevate herself for the fact, or to cover for the fact that she wasn't around Meghan Markle in order to give Meghan Markle credentials as a member of the Black community. That's what Doria is doing to me. She's lying about saying, "Oh, Meghan Markle grew up among the Black community," and yet I never felt the need to have the conversation with her, and she never felt Black, and she never saw any racism until she went to the United Kingdom. So she lies in order to enhance her image and give credibility to Meghan Markle's lies. And I have a question for Tyler Perry, because he says that they had never met Tyler Perry. They admit they had never met Tyler Perry, right?
They never met George Clooney and Amal
No.
either.
Listen to this. In 2012, Meghan Markle did that thing for the racism thing and how she had the struggles and blah, blah, blah. Why didn't Tyler Perry send a plane to her back then? You know why he said he helped her? Because he saw how horrible Mr. Markle was towards her. I mean, and not only that, I mean, and they put the pictures of poor Mr. Markle being fit, you know, that's what the horrible thing he did against Meghan Markle, that he has these pictures of being measured for a suit or looking at pictures over there, right? And then, and when she called me, of course I had to send a private plane. Of course I told them to come to my house, even though I've never met them. Yeah, I'm sure why didn't you do that in 2012? Why didn't you when Meghan Markle was suffering racism? Why didn't you contact that woman and offer her your mansion, offer to send her your plane,
or offer her a role in a movie?
Offer her a role in a movie. Yeah. No, now that and he sent her a note at her wedding, saying stay strong and blah, blah. Stay strong for what? And at the end of all of this, the thing that I walk away with is like, we would be there. We would still be there because they need us. They need us, and we would do a great job. And the Commonwealth basically is going to fall apart without us. But yeah, we would be happy. We would have been happy to be there if they had basically done what we wanted them to do. And and again, why? And then Harry at the end goes, "Oh, we're freedom." It is such a thing of, dude, instead of saying we would still be doing the job, I would, and he talks about Prince William. He trashes his brother completely, and how William is trapped in that institution, and then but how he would still be there had they complied to his demands, right?
And then,
I was looking, I'm thinking, do you have any idea? I remember I had a horrible job, Tommy. I had a, when you're raised, and I had a really terrible job when I was going through school, but I had to pay the rent. I remember when I left that restaurant, it was an Asian lady who was, and if you didn't work overtime, she would punish you and not give you shifts. And then she wouldn't pay the overtime. You got the regular rate, right? So and it was just awful. Do you think that I would say, oh, I would still be there? Of course, I want to go back there. Of course, I want to go back there.
No. I've had horrible jobs too, and even if they paid me $40 an hour, I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. It's not worth it. It's not worth your mental health. And the thing about it is, if you say somebody drove me I wanted to commit suicide while I was pregnant, you wanted to kill yourself and your unborn child, and you say, oh, I would have stayed if they gave me security.
Oh, no. Oh, in that part, they dragged the point that Meghan Markle, oh, by the way, her mother was with her the whole time, apparently, a licensed therapist. Was with Meghan Markle. And yet, apparently, Meghan Markle said that she's breaking the barrier of mental health. She's the one, when she came to the royal family, that she is the one that's brought attention to the mental health issues when people found out what happened with her with Oprah Winfrey, that thanks to her.
Okay, so because the funny part is that
never mind that another very Christian. Never mind that moron sitting right next to her was in a huge campaign since like 2015, 2016 with Catherine and William, which is called Mental Health Heads Together, which was all about it, and how it was taboo to have a a therapist. Prince Charles has admitted to being in therapy. Princess Diana admitted to being in therapy. Prince William admitted to being in therapy. You can see the interview when Catherine, William, and Harry are talking about therapy before he met
and
Meghan
all
Markle.
of a sudden,
But Meghan says, no, it was thanks to me. Meghan Markle. And let me tell you something. Let me just finish this because I forget stuff. The wealthier Meghan Markle is getting, the harder it is for her to cry, because she's talking about how she got death threats. It's like, it was my life.
But she's never been a
life, people were threatening me. That was my life, I was so scared with my bodyguards. I had to walk down the halls with all these bodyguards and cameras in the mansion in private place because she couldn't. I think she got one tear out of her left eye again. But when her livelihood depended on crying, she did a better job.
Yeah, no, I mean, I literally lost my train of thought, but it's just, there are people who flee North Korea, right? And do they say, yeah, we would go back if Kim Jong-un gave us some money? No, they were living in hell. They were literally living in hell on earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where it's like, it does not make sense at all. Nothing makes any sense at all. Like, literally nothing makes any sense at all about anything that they're saying, because I was tortured. This is what I was going to say. Apparently, Meghan is the first person to ever go to therapy in the history of reality. Since the Garden of Eden, Meghan is the first person to go to therapy. Meghan is the first person to be mixed race since the Garden of Eden, since Adam and Eve. Meghan is the first mixed race person. She's the first person to have a miscarriage in history. And nobody's ever had a miscarriage other than her. She's the first one to make it not taboo. Somehow we were not allowed to speak until Meghan. I'm not allowed to have a voice, and now Meghan. She acts like she's the first. There is no stigma.
Hello, you're freezing up. You're freezing up. Come back. Come back. Come back.
Okay, I said Miss.
I can't. You're freezing. You're freezing.
I can see you.
Yeah, but you're freezing. Your screen is freezing. Go. There's no stigma.
Okay, no, I said Miss. Sad, and I feel depression is.
Hello, Tommy, you're freezing.
You're freezing too on my screen. But
okay. So go ahead, repeat it.
Things are sad. And it's just very annoying that she's.
Hello, sweetie. You keep going off. But just repeat what you said.
Did you guys hear what I just said? Oh, no, I said that she's not the first person to go through all of these things, but she basically keeps making it seem like she's the first person to go through anything tragic in her life. Like, it's annoying.
So what do you think is going to happen? I mean, I really do think, in my personal opinion, that the people she bullied, they have to speak out. And you know that Samantha has a trial coming against her. It was not dismissed. What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. Because it just seems like she's never faced any pen actions. Any pen actions as usual. This whole.
Oh, sweetie, you're freezing.
Okay, wait. Second, hold on. Let me leave and then I'll come back.
Tommy's gonna leave and then she's gonna come back, guys. Okay, so don't go because it's just bad connection. But I hope she's gonna come back soon. Don't worry, she's gonna come back. She's gonna leave and come back. But what do you guys think about Meghan Markle? Do you think that the victims are gonna finally come and speak out against her? Tommy's gonna come back. Don't worry. Tommy's gonna come back. Okay. What do you guys think? Do you think that Meghan Markle is gonna finally face the consequences and people are gonna come out and speak out? Oh, here she is. Here's Tommy. Yay!
Hello,
Much
hello?
better.
Okay,
Yay!
all right, I'm on my phone now, so hopefully that's better.
Oh yes, much better. So please talk about it. Oh, much better. Yay.
Okay, no, so I was saying that it's just annoying because she keeps acting like she's the first person to go through any sort of tragedy whatsoever. And she's not the first person to be depressed. She's not the first person to have a miscarriage. She's not the first person to go through anything traumatic. And the human experience is that we're not by ourselves. When I was going through very bad depression, I was not the first person to go through depression. I was able to realize that I'm not just me in my head by myself dealing with this by myself. And it's like Harry's not the first person to lose a parent and have to wake up the next day saying, what am I going to do? He has a brother. His dad lost his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like the queen lost a daughter-in-law. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like everybody grieved. And I remember when Harry had said, oh yeah, all these people were crying in the street and they didn't even know her. Bro, how dare you say that? Literally, how dare you? How dare, bro? That was so offensive because people were saying to William and Harry, I'm so sorry. They wished they could be like a mother figure. It was sad for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I really don't understand what their end game is and what they want to do. Like what I don't really understand where is this all leading to? Because they can't think that they're going to keep doing this and then just go to the coronation, be half in, half out, are they going to talk about this? I mean, Meghan is 41, turning 42. Are they going to be talking about this until they're 50 years old?
Well, apparently Harry's going to give Gail an interview, a tell-all interview.
And I mean, even Harry said at the very beginning of the first episode, oh, I think we're just getting started. Like, what more can they say that hasn't been said? Like, what can they say that we haven't heard before? But I honestly, somebody had said on YouTube, I think, or Twitter or whatever, that they believe there's going to be a second season because they were filming like things in New York, filming a bunch of stuff and all that kind of stuff. So I think that they're probably going to get to, because this just talked about up to Megxit. So I think they're going to have another season where they talk about life post Megxit and all of that kind of stuff. So
but they don't have a life post. There's the lady, the royal lioness. Please forgive me. Remember, I'm dyslexic. Can you read that? Tommy, can you see it? It says the royal lioness. Something about a Twitch.
Oh wait, hold on. Twitch. Oh, committed. Oh, there is the Ellen DeGeneres. There's a guy who was the DJ on the show. And he committed suicide a few days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That guy. I think he had even a TikTok dance. I used to follow his dance routines, but yes, I did try to follow his dance routines. Yes.
Yeah, he
killed himself?
Yeah, and he said
terrible.
He said Meghan Markle is insinuating that she had no help or access to her mother, who's a therapist. So
I think I need rum.
Yeah,
I think I need rum. I mean, you know what? I was so angry because I couldn't take the bottle of rum because City was following me everywhere.
Okay, I'm going to address a comment because people are asking me about my name. First of all, yeah, Tumi is a South African name because I am South African, but I was born in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, my parents are from South Africa. I was born in America. And someone named Ralph Owen said my name is Chinese. It's not Chinese. I love Japan. So Tumi Yuki is a Japanese name. That's my stage name. I'm not going to go by my government name on the internet. Like, I'm not doing that. So literally,
I didn't, and I did because I had no choice, you know.
I have a stage name, which is my internet persona, not a persona, but this is just my internet name. Everybody has. If you say I love kittens 1, 2, 3, like that doesn't mean that that's your actual name. So yes, Tumi is a South African name. That's my name. Yuki is just a stage name that I picked. It rhymes. It sounds cute. Like that's it. But anyways, let me just and someone said, why is Paula not letting her guest speak? I do speak. I've been speaking for an hour and 30 minutes. I've been talking, but it's like Paula and I have done a live stream before. This whole situation with Meghan and Harry is just, it's exhausting. What more can I say? That I have, what else can I say?
Well, no, I want to ask you something. What do you think about, I mean, I'm still in shock that the pilot came out of, who the fuck?
That's a lie.
The plane. Who was flying the plane? The plane, of course, private plane. You know, people, and I'll ask the people here, you beautiful people who are here, they are very ferocious about their so-called privacy, which is not true, but they take pictures of other people's homes in the United Kingdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, and they talk about how Meghan Markle's safety issues were elevated and blah, blah, blah. And yet they don't understand that what they're doing right now and the leakage and everything they've been doing since Meghan got there, how much that has put at risk the rest of the royal family.
And even after the Oprah interview, Catherine had to get extra security, and she was supposed to do an engagement by herself, and William had to go with her because people were like making threats to her life and the kids. And, oh, are you guys in a racist family? There was a time where someone asked William, are you guys a racist family? And he's like, we're definitely not racist. Like, but
but what do you think, Tommy? What do you think? Do you think that when Harry said that they offered to give up the titles, why do you think they haven't given them up?
I don't believe that. I just don't believe it.
You don't?
I don't believe that they offered to give up being the Duke and Duchess of Sussex because Meghan calls herself that 24/7. Why would she want to give that up and go back to being Rachel Meghan Windsor? Why? There's no... If you're just Meghan, like, what claim to fame do you have? You know what I mean? Like, and also the Duke and Duchess of Windsor kept that title. You know what I mean? They kept that title.
This is part of how it starts. The 4th episode.
Oh, I can't really hear that well.
This is the Queen's getting married. This is Princess Diana getting married.
There was this moment where our private secretary, she worked for the Queen for almost 20 years. And what she said to me was, it's like this fish is like swimming perfectly powerful. It's on the right current. And one day this little organism comes in.
I can't show very much because copyright. But basically, she's showing that everybody. She says that the fish is swimming perfectly. That's Catherine and the white people, and then she comes in.
It doesn't look like us. It doesn't move like us. We don't like it. Get it off of us.
Wait. Why Meghan Markle engagement to Prince Harry is controversial? Angry backlash as Wycombe says that Meghan Markle should marry Harry.
You know, the thing about it is this documentary is conveniently not putting in everything that Catherine went through. All of the putting Wadey Katie on the side of a bus. And the thing about it is they're capitalizing on the ignorance of people who aren't royal watchers, because if you are a royal watcher or have any real big interest in the royal family, you will be aware of Catherine's struggles with the media.
And, you know, for our American friends, T. Rawlings, what did William text Meghan? William has never texted Meghan. He texted his brother.
He texted Harry, and there was he showed him, oh, look at this.
And immediately Gayle King went on to report that Prince William. And then they wonder why she wasn't allowed at Sandringham. Because she called Harry, who is a completely spineless ginger wanker, showed the text to Meghan. Meghan tells Tyler Perry, and it's the very next day on Good Morning America. Now, I want to tell something to our American viewers, because I don't know if you know what the Royal Foundation is. The Royal Foundation was a charity organization that was established by Prince William, and Prince Harry, right? One of the projects, I don't know if you guys know of Grenfell Towers. It was a apartment building that got burned. Some of our American friends may not know that, right? And the Royal Foundation, the Queen and even Prince William paid a visit. In this episode, Meghan is basically saying that it was her who wrote the book and that it was her idea to go there.
She
No.
wrote the forward to the, and
Yes,
you know,
but the whole point of it is she doesn't mention the Royal Foundation, that
Yeah.
she went on behalf of the Royal Foundation, and they purposely gave her that because they thought it would enhance her image,
Yeah.
because she had such bad image as it was because of all the bullying that was going on.
Mhm.
Okay,
And
but
even
here
with the
she misrepresents it. She says that she went to Grenfell Tower.
yeah, off of her own. And the thing about it is, with Meghan, they were very generous with her from the onset. She got things like the patronages and things that Catherine, Fergie, and Diana didn't get for like 5 years, for a very long time. And everyone welcomed her into the family. She, you know, that she on the TIG, she put on her Instagram, she posted a lot of, she was a foodie, all of that kind of stuff. So it made sense to do the whole the cookbook thing, because it's like, oh, Meghan loves to cook, she loves food, she loves whatever. And the thing about it is, there's things called optics. Yes, you said that the Queen visited and other people went and visited Grenfell Tower, but like with Meghan, her being mixed race or whatever, and people thinking that, oh, she represents, you know, the modern royal family, like, okay, if she wants to go and be with like a bunch of majority Muslim women at the thing and cook together, okay, fine, that's cool, because it's not really it wouldn't be appropriate, for example, to send William or Harry to cook with Muslim women when they have like restrictions about like gender in their faith. You know what I'm saying? So okay, they sent Meghan. It was a good. The cookbook was pretty well received. She didn't write the book. She wrote the foreword to the book, but it's like, once again, it's one of those things where the unfortunate thing about it is trying to control a narrative to the point where you say something and the people who are actually involved can't even defend themselves, because they're not there to defend themselves. It's you and the camera against everyone else. You know what I mean?
Now we all know that Princess Diana, the only reason that she did that panorama thing was because she was tricked, horribly tricked. Otherwise, she wouldn't have done it. We know that for a fact now, right? They used the panorama interview again and again and again here in this thing. And he uses it to justify or compare her to Meghan Markle when the Princess Diana says nobody's gonna shut me up or something like that, because what's his name? This guy had told Princess Diana that they wanted to off her, basically.
Yeah.
They wanted to kill her and stuff like that. And he showed her fake receipts and a bunch of things that were not true. And Prince William has asked, and even the BBC said that they don't know, they didn't give authorization for them to use that panorama thing, because they had reached an agreement that they were not going to use that, because that interview was obtained by fraud and false pretenses and misleading. The information that Princess Diana gave was based on the information that she was shown by this man, and she really thought her life was in danger because the guy was credible. Her brother brought him to her, and he showed her receipts of everybody. So, and yet Harry here doesn't care about using the panorama thing in order to compare Diana to Meghan as being stalked, as popular they were after Australia. No, Meghan bullied the hell out of everybody in Australia.
Yeah. And
what do you think? Do you think that's correct that he's showing the panorama interview?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because it's like it was given under false pretenses, like you said. Like it's funny because the Crown actually did talk about that whole thing and about how it was all misleading and all that kind of stuff. But it's all just crazy. I have to go soon, so I want to like kind of wrap this up with the comments and stuff. I haven't really been reading the comments because I've been like looking at you, but I have to go pretty soon.
It's hard for me to read the comments because I'm dyslexic, so this is why, guys, it's not that I don't want to read the comments, but it is really hard for me.
Do you guys have any questions for us before I have to go?
Please do, and don't forget, I'm going to leave the link for Tamiyaki. The Royal Lioness. Who is that? That I got. Who's the Royal Lioness? What is she saying?
Let me scroll up. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to see. There's a lot of comments. Oh, they said Rachel Ragland is a master manipulator. She and Harry have a study in narcissism extreme.
I mean, what do you think of Doria?
I think that obviously it's an agenda, and the thing about it is I think it's a competition with Thomas, because Thomas obviously raised Megan. He paid for every education that she had, and I think there is a bit of jealousy in the sense of, like, a lot of parents would love to, I guess, equally provide for their kids, but if one person is the breadwinner and one person doesn't, like, they feel, oh, I am a failure, I failed you as a parent, or whatever, like, I wish I could send you to school but I can't, or whatever. And Megan did have a close relationship with her dad, and that's a fact.
Yeah, but even if she didn't have the money, she could have been present in her life, but
Yeah.
she was absent.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they're trying to make up for lost time, but they're both doing it in a very shady way.
Or do you think that Dory is doing this now, we discussed earlier, because she wants to give credibility to Megan's black cred?
Yeah,
you know?
of course. Yeah, because you cannot, like, Megan herself even said that people thought that she was a Sephardic Jew, Italian, Mediterranean, basically everything except black, half black. So it's one of those things where it's like she can't play racism because she's extremely light skinned, but she is with Doria there, it gives credibility. Because nobody
Luis, you're watching. Luis, my hairstylist, is watching. You should leave a comment, amor. But but to me, I think that Doria, and let's not forget that suddenly she has $9 million in her bank account.
Exactly. Exactly.
And she got paid $500,000 for this little show.
Yeah.
And they're bitching about Mr. Markle. But what do you think? Do you think that she's a morally bankrupt person?
I mean, okay, look, I've told my own parents that, look, if I ever commit a crime, don't defend me. If I ever commit a crime and deserve to go to jail, do not defend me, because right is right and wrong is wrong. And it's like sometimes with family, you feel like, oh, I have to lie to protect this person. No, God is watching me and he's going to judge me for right and wrong. So if I'm lying to defend somebody who I know is wrong, that's still wrong, right? Lying is a sin. No matter what. There's nowhere in the Bible where it says, oh, it's okay to lie if you're defending your family. If they're wrong, they're wrong. And so if somebody's supporting me in a lie, they're complicit. If I say, hey, can you drive me to the grocery store? I'm going to rob them. And you say, yeah, you're an accomplice to my crime. Period. You can't just say, oh, well, I didn't rob them, but you drove me there. You're an accomplice to a crime. So if Megan, let's say that Megan is lying. Everything she's saying is a lie. Her mother is complicit in the lies. Because nobody knows the truth. We know the truth. But you've been caught lying in court. You've been caught lying in the Oprah interview. You've been caught lying from your ex-managers, your ex-husband, your ex-publicist. Paparazzi have admitted that you called
them. But their own words too. But what they say in public, and now that they say something different by their own words.
We met on a blind date. We were fixed up. Oh, we want to protect the person's privacy. Oh, we met on Instagram. We were DMing for months before we met up. So you've lied and lied and lied, and you guys are all sitting there conspiring every day to protect your own lies. You are liars. So obviously, if my mom is supporting me lying, she's morally bankrupt. Because any parent with morality would say, you know what, Toomey, I'm your mom, I'm your dad, but you're lying, and I'm not comfortable supporting your lies.
And not only that, especially if those lies are to trash other members of her family. If you're reading the questions, please. I think there's Angelica. I see something about Thomas. What does she say?
Thomas has never talked badly about Doria. Doria should be thankful she had a man willing to give her daughter everything while she was absent. That's true. Because there are men.
What did she say?
She said that that Thomas never said anything bad about Doria, and that Doria should be glad that she had a husband or ex-husband who was willing to give Megan everything in her absence. Because there are men who divorce their wives, marry a second wife, and the first child is like an orphan that they throw in the trash, and they say, oh, well, it is what it is. Like, I have a new family now. But Thomas never did that. He gave Megan everything he could. He paid for her to go to a private elementary school. Elementary school? Nobody asked, what's your elementary school transcript? You know what I'm saying? So, like, he paid for her to go to the same high school as Kim Kardashian. He loves Megan with his whole soul. Okay, so what? He staged paparazzi pictures. So did Megan. And so
for himself.
Yeah, you're even then. If you both staged pictures, you're even. You did the same thing. monkey see, monkey do. And so what? Is that
they talk about that. They compare Megan to a monkey also there.
Well, I'm black. I said monkey see, monkey do, but it's like you both did the same. So you're even. And so you're really gonna crucify somebody for doing the same thing you did. It doesn't make any sense. And it's just crazy. But Paula, thank you for having me on the stream.
No. The next time we should do the phone. Next time we should
I'll
do
do it.
because your laptop, you kept freezing a lot.
Yeah, I'll do it.
But,
with the phone.
please go check Tommy, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
I hope I don't. If I spoke over you, if I spoke too much, I apologize. You know, I just wanted to let you guys know what went on in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, which I will do a video afterwards.
I'll watch.
I took a hit for you. But I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, literally, guys, I felt like, when I go to a Star Trek movie, I usually am a Trekkie, you guys know that. And I talk back to the movie screen, it's like, come on, Captain Kirk. That's how I was.
Yeah.
What I almost threw away my laptop, like I was hanging. I was like, I should watch my phone because.
Yeah, I think when I watched the first 3 episodes, I had to pause maybe every 2 minutes and just be like, this. When we met on Instagram, I was like, oh, hell no. Like, this has to be. Since when? We were never allowed to tell our story. What was the engagement interview then, where you talked about your story?
Oh, no. Now the engagement is staged is not really what they wanted to say.
Yeah. Orchestrated a reality show.
And just like this one, now Megan has gone before it started. That's not, it's her story, but
that's not the way we would have told it. Yeah. So nothing. What Megan needs to do is go on Instagram Live, do a live stream, and say, this is our story, and we're gonna tell it how we want to tell it. And
no, but I don't understand. For me, I don't understand why they had to trash everybody. There's no accountability of what they've done wrong. Mm-hmm. Everybody else has done everything wrong except them. Mm-hmm. And they're willing to keep working for the evil empire if they do their bidding. And we have to thank Megan for her service, apparently.
Yeah, give us security, give us our kids' titles as a princess. Give our kids prince and princess titles, and give us a bigger house, and we're right back there. We're coming back. Like,
no, but she said it with a straight face.
The way that they're trying to frame it is like somebody who grew up in, once again, like a North Korea situation. I've watched videos and cried when I heard people talk about escaping North Korea, having to run over the frozen lake in the wintertime and cross the mountains of China by themselves and all that. Nobody says, yeah, I would love to go back. If Kim Jong-un gave me an apartment in Pyongyang, I'd be right back. I'd be back.
Oh yeah. It's like, remember that movie, Not Without My Daughter, with Sally Fields?
No, I've never seen that.
It's based on a true story. This woman married, I think, an Iranian or Iraqi guy, and he was a doctor. He lived there, and then this is based on a true story. And then she decided to go and visit his family, and then he ended up beating her, and basically it was horrible. So she had to escape. There's a book. I urge you to watch it. It's called, I think Sally Fields won an Oscar for that, Not Without My Daughter. So the lady who the story is based on, I mean, look at me. I don't want to go to fucking Norway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Norway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. Especially yeah, I'm going to Norway for sure. I mean, if I do, I have to go because I have no choice, and I have to wrap up some stuff. But it's not something that I'm bravo. And it's no shade on Norway. Norway's a beautiful country.
Yeah.
But my experiences in Norway are not very good. You know, so. Would you go back to a place that you were treated terribly and say, "Oh yeah, we'll go back in a heartbeat"?
No. Like I said, I had jobs that even if they paid me $40 an hour, I wouldn't go back.
No, I mean, this is $40,
Yeah.
But one thing before you go, Harry said that they had financial control over them. That's how they control you through their finances.
So the $1 million clothing budget that
and no, on top of everything that they pay, Prince Charles would give them about 3 to 4 million pounds a year on allowance for spending cash money.
Okay, with that, I'm gonna go because this is giving me high blood pressure.
Can you imagine? I was watching that documentary. I actually You know what? I deserve a sip of rum, guys. I really do.
I told my friend, I feel like they're trying to give us strokes because we're just like, yo, what is going on? I wish my dad would give me $3 million on top of giving me a free house, giving me security, cars,
clothing, food.
yeah, $1 million for $900,000. Oh, to buy whatever clothes you want. I had chefs, maids. I wish.
No, but she ran to the bodyguard's arms, and the bodyguard said, "I know, ma'am, I know."
This makes me want to watch the movie The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston because maybe she plagiarized the scene from, one of these movies.
Because Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I've never watched that movie, but the Korean spa plagiarized. A whole bunch of things on archetypes plagiarized. The miscarriage story was taken from that movie with Sally Field, Steel Magnolias. It's like you watch a movie, and narcissists do this a lot, where it's grandiosity. Everything has to be a Mexican soap opera, and it's just like, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. Like, I don't know.
You have to watch the last 3 episodes so we can do a live, and actually because I mean, you really need to, because I mean, I can send you my friend's password so you can join.
No,
that way
I have Netflix. I have Netflix.
I cancel mine.
I have
but so, because I mean, if you think that the first 3 episodes leave you with your mouth open,
yeah,
the last 3 episodes, you think. I mean, I'm going to take a shot of rum right now after I finish because, like, I have to absorb. I was laughing. The thing that got to me is like how the pilot came in. Thank you for your service, man. Trying to compare herself to when the Queen died, and we all thanked her for her 70 years of unfailing service.
Mm-hmm. I mean, is she talking about Jackie Kennedy? You know what I'm saying? Like, some. Okay, I'm gonna go, Paula. But thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Go to Tammy after this. I'm gonna leave a link to her channel, so you guys have to go. Actually, I posted on my community page. I was doing a live with Tammy, and I posted her channel link. But I will leave it here as well, because you have to give her a shout out.
I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna watch the episodes after I eat. I'm gonna try not to, have a high blood pressure or a heart murmur or.
No, you're gonna laugh. I started laughing. I mean, there's some parts that you really think, and you go Google. The horrible thing is that you go Google and you immediately find the lies, and from their own words, not even the press, what they've said.
Yeah.
Previously, and then internet is forever.
Yeah. Yeah, but thank you again for having me. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for
coming, guys. Thank you. I love you, sweetie.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.